about the really meat and potatoes of the program here. And so what we'll do is we're gonna go. What's up everyone, Morey Croson here from the Performance Lab of California, and we're making this video for you to make it so we can really connect with this whole speed program that we're doing. I know there's probably a lot of people that are like, okay, what does Morey really know about speed? Even though, I mean, the whole program, only a $97 program, I mean, how much you're really risking with a 14-day money-back guarantee, but I do want to also get into some more information about how you get faster, and we're going to do a whole series. We actually have some videos already made for this, but we want to start off, start to get going, and oh, we got this, we got the numbers, the science, and the marketing team was like, hey, what are we even talking about, right? Like, let's go back to the basics. Let's make it so we get some connection. We need to start off with part one and really break down really some of the things that we're going to be talking about. What do some of these things mean? So then as we get into the numbers of it and the science of it and the data into it, then you can understand already what we're talking about, and you don't get confused there. So one of the things that's very, very important to talk about is the leg cycle, okay? And the leg cycle is when the cycle of each leg. That's the leg cycle, all right? So with your right leg, it going through an entire range of motion, that is your cycle. And how the cycle should be, it should start with, let's say, starts with knee drive / hip flexion. So drive it up the knee, okay? Then goes to knee extension. Knee extension. Then goes to hip extension. Okay, so that's knee extension, hip extension, so that's when I'm pulling down, okay? Then it goes to landing. Your foot hits the ground. Then goes to transition. As your weight transfers forward, right? So your foot's on the ground, you're transitioning your weight forward. Weight moves forward, right? So we want to be able to understand what are all these things, because I'm going to be firing this information at you, right? So if I just start talking about hip extension, landing, transition phase, what are all these things meaning, then you have to understand it. And so we want you to be able to get that. Now toe off when foot leaves the ground. Ground. Heel to butt is when after your foot leaves the ground, being able to drive that heel all the way up to the butt, and then you go back into knee drive. Okay, so now you know all the different parts of the leg cycle. Okay, that's going to be a huge part, because in order for you to get faster, you have to be able to maximize all the different parts here, and we want to be able to tell you how to maximize it. Now, what we go into is the different phases of it. So there's the acceleration phase. First, actually, there's the start. Start is the first step. Then there's your acceleration phase, which is about your 3 to 5 steps approximately. Transition, which is step 4 to 20 approximately. And then top end, we could probably go step 14 and up. Again, approximately, right? Some people are going to have a longer transition phase. Some people are going to have a get faster top end speed, a faster acceleration. It depends on a lot of different things. I'm sorry, I know it's probably a little bit crooked here, but I do want to go over that. The next big thing that we want to go over too is contact time. So your contact time is how long your foot spins on ground. And then your transition time is how long your foot spins off the ground. All these phases end up, the contact time is also an important part because we're going to get into the specifics of how long you're spinning on the ground, how long your foot spins off the ground, and how that ends up differentiating between the size of the person. Another big thing is also stride length. Right, so these things, contact time and transition, those go more to do with stride frequency. Stride length is how long you're taking each one of these steps. So really wanted to go deep into understanding some of these overall just definitions of what we're going to be talking about, okay? So we're going to go a lot into the different phases. We're going to go a lot into your leg cycle, and now you have a good understanding of what all your leg cycle is. Then you have the contact time, transition time, stride length. I mean, I'm assuming you guys understand like arm swing and posture and things like that, which are fairly basic. Arm swing is how you're swinging your arm. Posture is where your spine is. So yeah, I want to make sure that we get all that onto you on the same page, because the next video here, part 2, is going to go very in depth into what are all the different. It's going to start off with the 40, right, and how the stride length impacts what your time is in the 40 and how to really improve your 40. So, and that just shows too that real quick, I want to talk about how we want to make this as broad as possible, right? So we're going to try to get into as many different sports and as many different applications as we can. I know for the next one, it's going to be 40 base, just because we went through each one of the steps and we're looking through how, based on how tall you are, where you should be on the steps and why, and just a lot of information into that. And so we want to be able to help you with the 40, we want to be able to help you with the 100, the 200 if you're track and field. We're going to go into a lot of information for soccer as well. In baseball, I know with baseball it's more of like the 60 that's important. So we want to be able to get as much information for as many different sports as we can. But just being able to get a foundation is important, and there's a lot of great things that we can get with just like the 100 and the 40. So it's going to be, a lot of the information is going to be based around those, but the information that you're going to be utilizing is actually much more expansive than that. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always reach out to me at morey@yourperformancelab.com. Again, this is really based around our new program, our $97 program, and really giving you more understanding of who we're all about, right? We're very scientific. We look into this stuff a lot. Just because the program is not very expensive isn't because of the lack of knowledge, information there. It's because of how well we're able to utilize applications to be able to get what it is that we need to get. We just hired another new person, and we have everything going through applications, and he just absolutely loves the whole process because it's very fluid. It's very easy, and that's just because we work very efficiently. We have you all set up on Train Heroic. We use Evolution Nutrition. We have all the modules set up to YouTube. It's all a very simple process, and that's why it's very cost effective for you. It's not because it's a program that doesn't have any meat and potatoes behind it. It's just because it's very easy for you to be able to utilize and implement into your life. So that's a very important thing to understand with this stuff, is that just because, what we're trying to show you is how in depth we've actually gone in looking into this, but just because it's a cheaper price, we're not doing that because it's a cheaper product. We're doing that because, again, we were just able to get all the right applications needed, but the meat and potatoes behind it were very detailed. We're very specific into what it is that we want to see, and we're going to help. We're pushing to make it so we get more specific and more information, and you want to be a part of it now. We're not going to have that open for forever. I want to kind of cut off how many people are going to get going, just because it's going to be ridiculous if there's some people that are starting on day 1, and then there's other people that are on day 95, right? We want to make it so everybody is kind of getting the results at about the same time. So if you're interested in the program, I definitely say take action. Also check out the rest of the series, see how you can get faster and get more information about getting faster. And every time we're going to talk a little bit about the program. So yeah, hopefully this all makes sense to you. If you got any questions, you can reach out, and we'll talk to you.